Welcome to How Much Things. Today, we are going to talk about three of the most powerful companies in the world. These are not just companies. They are global giants. They influence how we shop, how we communicate, how we search for information, and even how we think about money and technology. Today's topic is how much Amazon, Apple, and Google are worth. But this video is not just about numbers. It is about scale. It is about power. It is about how big companies become bigger than many countries. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand what worth really means, how company value is measured, how much Amazon is worth, how much Apple is worth, how much Google is worth, how much Google is worth, how these companies compare to each other and even to countries. Let's start from the very beginning. When we say a company is worth something, we are usually talking about market value. Market value means share price multiplied by total number of shares. This is called market capitalization. For example, if one share costs $100 and there are 1 billion shares, the company is worth $100 billion. This value changes every day. It goes up when people believe in the company. It goes down when people lose confidence. So company worth is not just money in a bank. It is trust. It is future expectation. It is belief in growth. Amazon, Apple, and Google are special because they are not limited to one business. Each company controls entire ecosystems. They touch billions of lives every single day. Let's look at them one by one. Most people think Amazon is just an online shopping website, but Amazon is much bigger than that. Amazon is an online marketplace, a logistics company, a cloud computing giant, a streaming platform, an AI company, a data company. Amazon earns money even when you are not shopping. That is why its value is massive. Amazon earns money mainly from online product sales, third-party seller fees, Amazon Prime subscriptions, Amazon Web Services, AWS, advertising, digital content. Among all of these, AWS is extremely important. AWS powers websites, apps, startups, banks, governments, and even other big companies. AWS alone earns tens of billions of dollars every year. Amazon's market value has crossed trillions of dollars in recent years. This means Amazon is worth more than many entire countries' economies. Amazon is larger than thousands of traditional companies combined. Amazon's value changes daily, but it remains one of the world's most valuable companies. Amazon's worth reflects global reach, strong infrastructure, future growth potential, and massive data control. Now let's talk about Apple. Apple is not just a tech company. Apple is a luxury brand, a technology leader, and a lifestyle symbol. People don't just buy Apple products. They trust Apple. Apple sells iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, Apple Watch, AirPod services like iCloud, Apple Music, App Store, but Apple's real strength is ecosystem lock-in. Once someone enters the Apple ecosystem, they usually stay inside it. Apple earns money from hardware sales, App Store commissions, subscriptions, services, accessories. iPhone alone generates a massive part of Apple's revenue. Even small price increases on iPhones create billions in extra income. Apple has often been the most valuable company in the world. Its market value has crossed $3 trillion at times. That means Apple is worth more than the GDP of many large countries. Apple's value reflects trust, brand power, and stable profits. Investors see Apple as a safe long-term company. Apple's strength is not speed, it is stability. Now, let's talk about Google. Google's real name is Alphabet. Google controls search, online ads, YouTube, Android maps, email, cloud services, and AI research. Google's power comes from information. Most of Google's money comes from advertising. Every time someone searches something, watches a YouTube video, or uses a free service, Google earns money from ads. Billions of searches happen every day. Even tiny ad clicks create massive income. Google's market value is also in the trillions of dollars. This reflects control over digital advertising, massive data advantage dominance in search. Long-term AI potential. Google's value is built on data and attention. If attention is money, Google is one of the richest companies on Earth. Let's simplify the comparison. Apple leads in brand power and profits. Amazon leads in infrastructure and logistics. Google leads in data and advertising. Each company dominates a different part of the modern world. Together, they shape the global economy. Investors like these companies because they generate huge cash. They dominate their industries, they have global reach, they invest heavily in the future. They survive economic crises better than others when markets fall. These companies usually recover faster. That is why their value remains high. But it's not just about numbers. These companies influence jobs, markets, and even everyday choices. Think about the millions of people working for Amazon warehouses, Apple stores, or Google offices. Their salaries, benefits, and innovations ripple through local and global economies. Innovation is another big factor. Apple's devices, Google Search, and AI tools, and Amazon's logistics systems are constantly evolving. This continuous growth is part of why their value keeps increasing year after year. Investors, analysts, and even governments closely watch their movements because they set trends for the entire tech industry. Competition also plays a key role. While these giants dominate today, there are always emerging startups and global players challenging them. This competition encourages more innovation and better services for users. It also affects stock prices, market share, and long-term company valuations. It's fascinating to see how intertwined these companies are with our daily lives. From online shopping and cloud computing to AI tools and smartphone ecosystems, they touch nearly every aspect of modern life. Understanding their value helps us appreciate the scale and impact of the modern tech economy. Finally, learning about their worth reminds us of the bigger picture. These companies are examples of what's possible in the business world. They show how ideas, technology, and strategic thinking can create massive value. And for all of us, knowing their scale gives insight into how money, power, and innovation shape the world we live in. And that's a glimpse into the incredible world of Amazon, Apple, and Google. These companies are not just names we see every day. They are global giants, shaping the way we shop, communicate, and live. Their combined value reaches trillions of dollars. And their influence touches almost every corner of the world. Understanding their worth helps us see how technology, innovation, and business strategies drive the modern economy. Next time you use your phone, shop online, or search for information, remember the massive economic power behind these companies. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to explore more how much things in our next videos.